Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today we're going to start removing the vineyard. Okay, these are my proposed tools. I've never done this before, but I think this should cover it. A smaller tooth blade on the Sawzall is going to work better than a real coarse tooth blade because it's going to grab a hold of the vine and the vine's just going to want to move back and forth. I have a brand new one up in the cab. This one looks pretty bad. Probably change that out right away. And then various other tools. What I plan on doing is just start going down an aisle and cutting everything so it fits inside the back of here. Nothing hanging over the edges. That way I should be able to fill it, yay high before I have to go empty it out. I'm going to make a big pile. I'm going to save a little bit of it for my brother and brother-in-law for smoking wood. I hear that grapevine is really good for smoking wood, so I'll save a bit of it. The rest of it's going to get burned. I'm not going to be cutting any of the wires or taking out any of the posts today. I'm just going to be taking out the vines, and we'll discuss why I shut down the vineyard in the first place as we go. All right, let's head down there. Okay. I already took out the first vine. That's it right there. That one was only a few years old, probably 3 years old, so it was pretty small. This is all it took to get that out. And then I saw underground and took out the roots. That one just completely popped out as soon as the saw hit it. This one took a while to saw. So yeah, what I did is just start from the top and start cutting this stuff, but I'm going to have to switch over to the big loppers and possibly the Sawzall on some of these older vines. Yeah, this one is, I don't know, maybe 8 years old. I'll have to look that up. This is as old as the vineyard, so it's either 8 or 9 years. Oh wait, maybe it's, yeah, 8 or 9 years old, I believe. Okay, let's start taking this one out. Yeah, this is gonna take a while. This stuff's pretty strong. The thing that brought me over the edge with this vineyard was time. When Natalie graduated from school and moved out, she no longer cut the grass or anything, so then it was up to me. And the time it takes to do that, we have, I believe it's 1,000 feet of frontage on this road, and then we have back trails and all kinds of stuff. She used to do it here and there, you know, like cut 2-3 times a week to get it done, and I need to get it done in like a day, and it takes a whole day. And I used to do all the trimming, and I still have to do all that. So I had 0 time, and I was getting it done, but when Natalie moved back and I had to start building this tiny house, there was just no time for it. And at the same time, every year we started getting more and more pests in the vineyard, to a point where I was constantly spraying. And then in the fall, we would get wasps, and they were just destroying the grapes. I would have to spray every day, and even that wasn't getting it. And it just got to be way too much work and way expensive, and the grapes were damaged, so it just had to go. There's other reasons as well, and we have a lot of work here, so I'll explain them a little bit later. Yeah, I'm gonna fill this thing up pretty darn quick. I'm gonna say it's gonna be heaped up, overflowing before I get halfway done with this row. All right, we'll see. Well, it was heaped up, overflowing, but I made it all the way to the end of the row. A thing I forgot to mention is that once the horses were gone, that added a whole bunch more that we had to mow. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it or not, but now we're trying to mow the edges of these pastures, which are now really just fields, so that we can do the maintenance on them. So that adds another couple hours to the mowing maintenance, and it just got to be too much. Here's another thing. You could see how loose this top wire is. This one's a little tauter. I would have to tighten this up at the beginning of the year, and if the ground is really damp like it is this year, it's going to move the posts. And we got a couple, you could see them over there, that need to be reset. There is just no way I'm going to take these posts out, reset them, and basically start over. You have to go and put all the vines back onto the wires and stuff. You have to take the wire out. That would be a huge job, and I just don't have the time for it. So this took maybe an hour and a half. This is all I'm going to do today, is take out vines. I'll probably spend another entire day taking out the wire. I got to take it out, roll it up, and zip tie it, and then I'll be bringing this to the dump, and it'll get recycled. I'm going to pull all this hardware off. The hardware is still in good shape, and these are expensive. These eye bolts here, cast eye bolts. I'll be saving whatever I can, and then I have to go around and take out all of these rebar. We'll use the T-post puller on that. I'll have to rig something up, some kind of a strap that'll get a hold of these, and we'll get those yanked out. I'm going to reuse those as well. Okay, let's get this dumped. Then I'll get the second row done and dump that, and then go have lunch, and then come back and see how far we can get today. lunch is over, but it's actually 2 days later. I rushed as much as I could to get as much as I could done that first day because it was going to rain the next day, and it rained all day. And now it's day 3. I sprayed glyphosate and a weed stop formula in the rows earlier today, and this is the very last vine. I'm going to get this done, and then we're going to head over by that huge pile up there. Hopefully the camera's pointed right. We're going to go dump this and talk a little bit more. I was thinking about it last night, and I don't know if I even mentioned the Japanese beetles. Japanese beetles started, it was probably the 3rd or 4th year of the vineyard, and they got worse every year. And the last year, or last couple years I should say, they started in June and went all the way until the end of the year. By the time they stopped, the hornets took over, so it was basically bugs all year long. And if you didn't spray for the Japanese beetles, they would completely strip the vine of leaves and probably kill the vine. Yeah, there was no way I could keep this vineyard going, spraying constantly like that. And who the hell wants some grapes like that? Oh, and another thing is that the price of grapes did not go up the entire time I ran the vineyard. It was really low, and that's because people started buying them from New York. New York has a well-established vineyard industry. They've been growing Concord grapes for like Welch's and stuff like that for many, many years. And the wineries around here started buying bulk from New York, so the price was never going to go up. It might have even gone down. Okay, let's go dump this load and look at that big pile up there, and we'll talk a little further. Oh, I want to show you the tops of some of these posts as well. I was looking at it, and almost all of these would have needed to be replaced this year. I thought it was only going to be some of them, but it's basically all of them. They're completely rotten and hollowed out on the top. Some of them, not all of them. All right, we'll take a quick look at these before we continue. This entire top is pulling right through. There's no way to even tension that. I mean, I tensioned this stuff, what was it, 2 years ago was the last time I tensioned it, and the posts were basically all right then, but now they're completely rotten out. I was thinking we were gonna have to have our dirt guy come and yank these out, but I could just take the Sawzall. Well, actually, a lot of these, like this one, once I disconnect the wires, I'll be able to kick that over, and whatever's left in the ground can just rot. You can hear it's hollow. Another one of the big problems was the wind, because these rows make a big sail. We get really high winds up here. This one isn't too bad. They're all kind of hollow at the top. I'm gonna have to take care of the posts in my espalier, but on those, by the time they rot, once they're like 10 years old, the trees should be just fine. Wow. Holy moly. So I'm gonna come back and remove the wires. That's gonna take a whole day. I'm gonna remove the wires and start pulling some of these out. I got a plan. I don't wanna, you know, like wiggle these. I have a post remover that I can probably do it with. I'm not sure on something this small in diameter, but if I wrap something around it a couple times, it has a hook, and then the post hole, or the post, the T-post remover is just a big lever. We'll take a look at these posts down here, these end posts, and then we'll have a better look at that pile up there, and then we'll sign off. The next video in the vineyard here, I believe, will be removing these wires. I don't know if that'll take a whole day or if I'll be able to get at these posts here. These are 10 feet long. These are extra thick T-posts, and they're 10 feet long. Not going to be easy. Well, that's fairly solid. Yeah, that one's not that bad. This one, you could see the rot. Yeah, that's hollow. And this one is much better. Hollow and rotten at the bottom. Kind of solid there, but I mean, you could see the gripple thing pulled right through. It had one of these on there. Oh, that's a good thing. These will be easier to take out than I thought. This one's in fair shape. Yeah, they look okay, some of them, like this one, but you can hear that it's hollowing out on the inside. This one still has a few years in it, but it's going on the burn pile. Oh, that one's, I can't see it, but once they get like that and they start holding water, they're a goner. They're just gonna rot right down the center. It's still pretty solid down at the bottom, but I'll come in here with the Sawzall and cut them right below the ground level, and we'll put a little bit of dirt on them, Oh, I forgot to mention another thing. Last night, it finally stopped raining at about 7 o'clock, and I had Natalie pick me up some grass seed in town, and I came down here and started tossing grass seed. I did that until it was dark, got it done. Wanted to take advantage of this damp soil, and it's going to rain again tomorrow. Well, I guess for 3 days. So I'll probably have grass coming up by the next time I come down here. Well, there's the pile. I'll consolidate this a little bit before I burn it, and we'll probably burn it in, I don't know, a week or two, whenever this darn rain stops. Yeah, that is a big pile. There was a nest in there. Luckily, they didn't lay eggs yet. They just finished the nest. They're gonna have to make their nest somewhere else. Okay, that's gonna wrap it up. Like I said, the next video will be the removal of the wires, and then we'll have removal of all the posts, and then the final video, I believe, will be the taking down of the end post. So if you want to see any of those videos or any of the other videos we're producing, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.